Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer Championships. It is championship day, and a title will be decided between the number 1 seed Western Washington Vikings and the number 2 seed Northwest Nazarene University Nighthawks right here in Nampa, Idaho. My name is Leonard Berry, bringing you the 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer Championships. And what a day it was on Thursday. We saw a couple of fantastic matches here on the campus of NNU. It started off with the number 1 seed Western Washington Vikings. They managed to advance to this title game here on Saturday by taking down Simon Fraser University by a final score of 3-0. Morgan Manelli got the goal scoring started for Western Washington. Another goal was added in by Minji Rausch, and then Chloe Unflat provided the third late on when the game was already well in hand for the Vikings. On the other side, Northwest Nazarene had a bit of a scrap to make their way into this title game. They started the scoring early in their match, the nightcap of our Thursday semifinals. Northwest Nazarene got a 4th-minute goal from Savannah Hers to put themselves up 1-0 early on before Seattle Pacific was able to equalize in the 13th minute. And then it was Madison Grande, who led the GNAC in goals during the regular season, showed up with an absolute screamer that ended up being the game winner in the 38th minute for the host Nighthawks. And Northwest Nazarene was able to hold off Seattle Pacific in a very defensive second half to win that match by a final score of 2-1. It was the first ever victory at the GNAC Women's Soccer Championships for Northwest Nazarene as they look to play for their first ever GNAC title. On the other side, the 1 seed Western Washington Vikings, they're no stranger. This is their 10th straight GNAC title game. They have won it 5 times, 2012, 2015, 16, 17, and in 2019. There was no tournament in 2020. The Vikings have made the title game in every single year that the GNAC Women's Soccer Championships have been held. And not only that, they've never finished below second in the conference in that 10-year span. This is a team that has replicated success for a decade now, and they're hoping to get back into their winning ways in the title game after losing last year 4-0 to Seattle Pacific. The Nighthawks are going for their first title, while the Vikings go for their 6th. And, of course, the big prize up for grabs is the automatic qualifier from the GNAC Conference to the Division II Women's Soccer Championship. That is what these two teams are playing for, and that'll be what is decided here in just a matter of minutes. We're slated for a 12 noon Mountain Time kickoff. And as we get set for kickoff, we'll take it down to field level for the introductions of the 1-seeded Vikings and the 2nd-seeded Nighthawks.
Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to the NNU Soccer Field for the 2022 Great Northwest Athletic Conference Women's Soccer Championships, hosted by Northwest Nazarene University. Today's championship match features the number 1 seed from Western Washington University and the number 2 seed from Northwest Nazarene University. First, the officials for today's championship match. In the center, Mr. Will Nichols. Your assistant referees are Daniel Sanchez and Alex Calderon. Your alternate official this afternoon is Christopher Calderon. Now, let's meet today's teams. First, for the second-seeded Nighthawks from Northwest Nazarene. The reserve players. Number 00, Bailey Blansett. Number 3, Alexis Van Hoorn. Number 4, Isabella Kimball. Number 5, Alicia Moore. Number 7, Yassine Vidavale. Number 11, Madison Olsen. Number 13, Gracie Mared. Number 17, Grace Fisher. Number 19, Olivia Wicks. Number 21, Ellie Ritter. Number 25, Carolyn Moravec. And now the starters for the Nighthawks. Number 0, Alexis Montoya. Number 2, Ashley Parton. Number 6, Madison Grande. Number 8, Alejandra Jaramillo. Number 9, Kate Bluffert. Number 12, Magda Bronski. Number 14, Allison Wolf. Number 16, Savannah Hurd. Number 20, Sierra Sanchez. Number 22, Michaela Rago. And number 28, Kaylin Labrosse. The assistant coaches for the Nighthawks are John Hawks and Brittany Houghton. Your head coach for the Nighthawks is Mary Ibarguen. And now for the number 1 seed, Western Washington University Vikings. The reserve players, number 0, Abigail Tengrove. Number 8, Jaden Wynn. Number 9, Peyton Neal. Number 12, Zola Carbone. Number 13, Allison Lepp. Number 17, Sophie Bearden Croft. Number 18, Quinn Cassing. Number 24, Chloe Unflat. Number 29, Emily Rice. Number 30, Abby Succi. Number 31, Minji Rauch. And number 32, Micah Carr. And now the starters for the Vikings. Number 2, Asia Harden. Number 4, Morgan Manelli. Number 7, Diana Diaz. Number 10, Claire Potter. Number 14, Holly Noel. Number 15, Katie Watt. Number 16, Karina Provo. Number 19, Tara Ziemer. Number 22, Keisha Muscat. Number 23, Satara Lavinti. And number 28, Claire Henniger. The assistant coaches for the Vikings, Claire Morgan and Jamie Arthurs. The head coach for Western Washington is Travis Cannell. Fans, please stand and remove your hats as we honor our country with the singing of our national anthem. The anthem will be performed this afternoon by Mr. Kerry Hill.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the Star-Spangled Banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Carrie.
And it is time for soccer in Nampa. Last year it was Western Washington who eliminated Northwest Nazarene from the postseason. It was a 3-1 victory for the Vikings last year in Bellingham when the two teams matched up in the semifinal. Here today the two teams are playing for the 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer Championship and an opportunity to be the conference champion to advance to the Division II Women's Soccer Championship. These two teams matched up twice in the regular season. It was a 0-0 draw in Nampa on September 24th, and then it was Western Washington who won the match in Bellingham not that long ago on October 22nd. They won that match 1-0. Karina Provo scored the only goal in the regular season series between the two teams, and in fact it is her only goal that she scored all year, the senior from Federal Way, Washington, making a big impact in that match and looking to do the same here today. But the real talk, of course, about these two teams is the defense. Just one goal allowed in the regular season series, two teams that come in allowing less than a goal per match throughout the entirety of the season. Over the regular season, Northwest Nazarene finished second in the conference, allowing just 0.61 opponents' goals per game, while Western Washington led the conference not only with their 11 shutouts, but their opponent goal per game average of 0.56. And two incredible keepers, Claire Henniger ended up on the second team all GNAC this year, while Alexis Montoya has been on the second team in back-to-back years, and in fact led the GNAC in save percentage during the regular season, saving 85% of the shots that she faced on the year, and she was second in goals against average at 0.60, just behind Henniger's 0.59. Two outstanding goalkeepers will be minding the nets today, and we will have 90 minutes and maybe more to try and decide who will be victorious and be crowned 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer Champions. You're watching on GNAC.TV. I'm Leonard Barry, and we are thrilled to be bringing this one to you. You remember, you can stay current on all the latest news, statistics, and standings for the Great Northwest Athletic Conference by visiting the conference website, GNACsports.com. That's GNAC Sports.com. It'll be the Vikings in black as the home side here at Northwest Nazarene's University Field due to their higher seating. And the Nighthawks, the second seed, will kick it off wearing white. Expecting certainly a very defensive battle. That's how it was for the Nighthawks in the second half of their matchup in the semis against Seattle Pacific. Sierra Sanchez kicks it off, and we are underway in the 2022 title match. Alejandra Jaramillo for NNU. And a tightrope that sideline. Find a pass to Spring Hers. Some really solid work by Savannah Hers, freshman from Marietta, California, but in the end goes over the line. And some better defense from Keisha Muscat. On the benches, Northwest Nazarene has Mary Ibarguen in her 10th season as head coach. Third time that she has managed to lead the Nighthawks to the GNAC Women's Soccer Championships, 2017, 2021, and making it back-to-back appearances here in 2022. Western Washington, Travis Cannell, 20th season, this year's Coach of the Year selection in the conference. And it has been a long and very successful reign for Cannell. Holly Noel with the throw-in. Morgan Manelli is shepherded out by the defense of Michaela Rago. It's another packed house as well in Nampa. Plenty of NNU supporters. Here's Tara Zemer, and that is another nice tackle by Rago. Zemer, nowhere to go with that. Rago all over her. A junior from Kelso, Washington. That'll be a matchup to watch between the senior Zemer and the junior Rago. Zemer, 4 goals, 3 assists on the year. Back-to-back first-team selection. Rago this year started every match and played over 1,500 minutes for Northwest Nazarene. Another one that just goes out for a goal kick. Trying to work that left flank with Estera Levinti, who had 2 assists in the match on Thursday and was utterly brilliant every time she had the ball at her feet. These two teams tied in terms of goals scored on the year. Both averaged 1.83 per game. Clearance by Asia Harden. Manelli. Close to the feet of Magda Vronsky. Vronsky with the throw for NNU. Zemer pushing one ahead, hoping that Claire Potter can run onto it. She cannot. Allison Wolf getting there first. Wolf trying to spray it away. Redhawks throw, they say. And Sanchez. Foul is called against Sierra Sanchez, the senior from Blackfoot, Idaho. Mostly Nighthawk favorable crowd in Nampa. Zemer trying once more to find that run of Potter. Rago there that time. Wolf, hers. Paramio. Vronsky. Lovely passing from NNU to try and open up the center for Savannah Hers. Pass overhit. Falls to the feet of Grande. Lovely ball. And the first touch from Sanchez, just letting her down. Needed to control that to have an opportunity in the tight spaces to get a shot away. Bronski. Jaramillo, what a great play. But on the back end, Kesa Muscat, the only Viking defender not to be beat by the leaping touch of the midfielder. Sophomore from Chula Vista, California. Jaramillo, a GNAC honorable mention selection, thanks to her 3 goals and 2 assists. Bronski's cross, headed away, kept in by Jaramillo, and eventually gathered by Claire Henninger. Henninger really bursting onto the scene this year for Western Washington after she made only just 5 appearances a season ago. Started all 16 matches that she appeared in over the course of the regular season. It's now 18 starts for her after starting the semifinal on Thursday and the final here today. You can follow the Great Northwest Athletic Conference on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search at GNAC Sports on all 3 platforms or visit gnacsports.com for direct links. Plenty to talk about, of course, with volleyball getting towards the tail end of their season. Men's and women's soccer wrapping up on this final weekend. Basketball beginning. This is Katie Watt. I'm going to switch to the play to Manelli, who had drifted into an offside position before making the run. Freshman from Shoreline, Washington. Incredible season for Morgan Manelli, culminating in the GNAC Freshman of the Year selection and a spot on the first team all-conference. Possession thrown away, but earned right back. Jaramillo. Treating to Rago. Caitlin Labros finding the player of the year in Ashley Parton. Bronski. Good run, but from behind, Manelli slows her down. Deep effort. And every passing triangle that Northwest Nazarene trying to create at the moment being hampered and then shut down by the swarming Vikings. Throw to Potter. Nelson Grande through ball looking for Sanchez, but snuffed out by Watt. And a big collision in the middle of the park. Hannah Diaz going down along with Savannah Hers. Both of them back to their feet and able to carry on, which is great to see. Good initial ball by Watt, but the second not won by any Vikings in black. And Rago just using the body. Mature play from the junior. Montoya taking the goal rather quickly. Kaylin LaRose in a little bit of danger. Hannah Diaz will come away. Still very much a feeling out period. Neither team establishing much in the ways of offensive third possession. Henniger's ball is a nice one, but the header from Manelli only ends up at the feet of Michaela Rago. Manelli had a runner at the back post. It was Levinti that she tried to filter it through. Diaz. Pass for Zemer, miss-hit. And Jaramillo goes down because of the slide tackle from Diaz. That'll be a foul and a free kick for Northwest Nazarene. Diana Diaz, now a senior, a former GNAC Freshman of the Year. Ended up on the honorable mention team this year. Grande managing to get it, but only as far as Diaz, who wears the captain's armband, along with Claire Henniger. And Potter finally hoping to be the recipient of one of the through balls. Doesn't get it this time thanks to Kate Bleffert appearing on the scene. Provo. Back to Watt. I'll go there to intercept. Both these teams playing for a spot in the Division II Women's Soccer Championships. Winner will get the automatic bid, and you can watch the NCAA Men's and Women's Soccer Tournament fields be video streamed live on ncaa.com this Monday. The men's regional bracket is going to be revealed at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time and 4:30 Mountain time, followed by the women's regional brackets at 4 Pacific and 5 Mountain. That's the NCAA men's and women's Division II soccer selection shows this Monday afternoon live on ncaa.com. So they throw in for the Vikings, and Keisha Muscott taking their time to try and set it up, and as it goes off of the shoulder of LaBrose, it'll be another Western throw. Karina Provo trying to get it to Estera Levinti. Vikings haven't been able to feed the ball to her at all this match. Well, Zimmer will try to chase, and she does. Nice job on the end line to keep it in play. But it's Savannah Hers coming away with it for Northwest Nazarene. Excellent recovery run from Diana Diaz, the midfielder, getting back to help out her defense. As we move into the 18th minute, no score between the two sides. And this long pass turns into a goal kick, meaning we'll see our first substitution of the match.
Substitution
It's Madison Olson,
for the Nighthawks.
the
On
sophomore
for
from Kelso,
NNU,
Washington, replacing
number
Sierra
11,
Sanchez, the
Madison
senior.
Olson, replacing number 20, Sierra Sanchez.
Been a back and forth battle for possession throughout the early stages of this one. Much to be expected when the two top defenses in the conference get together. Ashley Parton, her pass put right into the path of Levinti. Zemer, after the Nighthawks fans wanted a foul for the big collision between Levinti and Michaela Rago. Low driven cross, dealt with by Rago. And Watt will end up having have it come off her and go into touch for a NNU throw. No shots on goal to speak of yet. And Northwest Nazarene, outside of really one opportunity 10 or so minutes ago, hasn't come close to sniffing the Western Washington net. Good control. Like Hallie Noel rather, excuse me. Oh, that's even better by Magda Vronsky. Plucked it right out of the sky. And there is Katie Watt. His header stops the progress just for the time being.
Fans Under Armour is the official apparel supplier of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference Office and proud sponsor of GNAC Championship events. Under Armour, turn wish into will.
Potter wants Levinti to run. Finds her at the feet. This fake shot by Estera Levinti. And a grounded drive is stopped and impeded by Kate Bleffert. Aramillo. Ashley Parton. Splits two, but a great tackle from Muscat. Parton back to her feet, working to Grande. Grande taken down by Morgan Manelli, and that's a dangerous free kick coming up for the Nighthawks. So Grande will stand waiting with Vronsky. Under Armour is the official apparel supplier of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference and a proud sponsor of the GNAC Championship events. Under Armour, turn wish into will. Vronsky will take it. She puts it low towards the penalty spot. Parton trying to control it, could not. And a whistle comes all the way back in the box from our center official, Will Nichols. No thoughts of playing advantage for Western Washington as Claire Potter, the freshman striker, had it up around midfield. Labros. Levinti. And as she nudged it along, Labros got in her way. They say off the deflection, Labros was the last to get it, and it's a Viking corner coming up. It'll be the freshman Manelli to play the corner in. Looking for good service. Vikings scored a goal on a corner on Thursday against Simon Fraser. It's Chloe Unflat who headed that one in. It's a nice drive by Manelli, and it'll result in another corner. Left it a little bit too short. There were a couple of Vikings in the area, but met only by white shirts instead. Tries again, same idea. Levinti flicks it on. And it ends up cascading out of the box. Tough work by Madison Olson. And the flag goes up against Claire Potter, not for the first time in this match. That play is called back for offside, looking for the run of the freshman Potter. Olsen now called for a foul, getting too handsy on the shoulders of Katie Watt. In last year's semifinal match, Watt had an assist in the 3-1 victory over Northwest Nazarene. She was a GNAC honorable mention last year, and as she gets on the ball here, proved her play enough to be worthy of a second team selection. Another dry here in Nampa, although had some light showers on and off earlier. Plenty of rain near downtown Boise, hoping that that will stay away for the duration of our championship match. Much warmer today for these two teams as well. High only 40 degrees on Thursday. It's around 50 at the moment. It's a NNU throw. Savannah Hers has some words with Will Nichols. Not a fan of some of the harassment that she's been dealing with in regards to some jersey tugs and some hard challenges. Grande for Labros. Parton on a full sprint. Ends up winning it back off of Muscat. And possibly something on for Northwest Nazarene, but a pass over hit, as well as Parton being in an offside position, means that nothing will come of the opportunity. Now we've got a stoppage here. They're taking a look at Keisha Muscat. And they're forcing Muscat actually to come to the bench. They were looking at her leg. So the Vikings are being forced to make a substitution as Hallie Noel will switch sides, go from right back to left back. And they will replace her on the right side with the junior, a Bellingham native, in Jaden Wynn.
Substitution for Western Washington onto the pitch, number 8, Jaden Wynn.
So Wynn, who appeared in 13 matches during the conference and regular season slate, slots in while Muscat gets checked out, and nearly something on for Madison Olson, but good defense by Katie Watt once more. Estera Levinti for the Vikings. Dribbling right at Labros, and A good, solid challenge at the exact moment it needed to be made. Great tackle by LaBrose. Sets up Madison Grande. Scored nearly from this area. Going the other way on Thursday night for the game winner. And Bluffert putting it into touch. Viking throw-in. Looks like a pretty nasty turf burn for Keisha Muscat, which is what forced her to come out of the match. They're currently dressing that right on the back side of her right leg. Another foul against the Nighthawks. Quick pass off the free kick to Levinti. Levinti's cross, and it goes right past the foot of Tara Zemer. Some good developments from Western Washington, but nothing to show for it for either side. Provo to win. Lovely to Manelli. Goal kick.
Substitution for Western Washington.
So Western Washington will make another substitution. They'll bring on the sophomore Sophie Bearden-Croft. Another underclassman coming on, replacing this time the freshman in Claire Potter. Nighthawks go short on the goal kick, and then long from Bluffert. Back to Henninger, whose only involvement in this match so far has mostly been with her feet. Came out to collect the ball off the chest of Jaramillo. And it's been the only time she's had to use her hands. No official saves in the match for her just yet. More substitutions coming as we get towards the latter stages of half number one. Both teams making substitutions, including Keisha Muscat getting back onto the pitch. And she will take back her spot at left back, taking off Hallie Noel.
Is Keisha Muscat replacing number 14, Holly Noel.
Drago will run it down to get it to Alexis Montoya. Stays at play the whole time with Manelli. Nice header by Bluffert. That was looking for Sophie Bearden-Croft, and there is Alexis Montoya, the senior from West Jordan, Utah, scooping up the danger. Drago inviting a bit of danger here with Manelli. Levinti showing up along with Kaylin LaBroth, and both of them will be taken out of the action by the quick reflexes and reactions of Alexis Montoya. In the 30th minute, no goals, barely any attacks. And not even a shot on goal for Northwest Nazarene. There is a slide tackle from behind from Levinti. It draws the ire of Kaylin LaBrose. She thought she was fouled. Well, Nichols said that she got the ball. Bearden-Croft can't control it and bring it in. Here's Wolf. Good job by Zemer. Montoya taking her time yet again before the drop kick. Way up there before coming down for Grande. For the time being, Grande and Parton have swapped wings for the Nighthawks. Parton now on the left, while Grande is on the right. GNAC wishes to recognize its conference partners who support our sports and championships throughout the year: Barnes & Noble College, Barron Rings, BSN Sports, Hometown Ticketing, Pacific Office Automation, and Under Armour.
Carolyn Moravec enters the match, replacing Allison Wolf.
Northwest Nazarene throw. Ends up in the box, but it also ends up at the hands of the Vikings and off the foot of Madison Olson. That'll go down as the first save for Claire Henninger. Not a difficult one, but it's a shot on goal for NNU nonetheless. Reach at the last second by Beardencroft, trying to maybe get it off Bleffert, earn her team a corner. But that doesn't come off either. It is a goal kick for Montoya. Whistle and a foul for a high kick against Levinti. Grande. Wynn puts the whole body in front of the long pass. Looking for the player of the year and the senior for Northwest Nazarene. 8 goals, 2 assists. Started every match. Did Ashley Parton. Became the first ever Nighthawk selected as the conference player of the year. After a really outstanding season. Her and Madison Grande both making a big difference offensively for NNU, and unable to get that turned the way she wanted was Gracie Mares, freshman from Scottsdale. Came in during the last batch of substitutions. Throw in for Northwest Nazarene. It took a deflection on its way. Nice work to keep it in on that far side by NNU and Alejandra Jaramillo. Magda Vronsky under the feet of Parton, who is nudged off of it by Estera Levinti, coming way back out of her left wing position. Vronsky's cross headed by Watt. Peyton Neal. Her first look at the action as the most recent substitute for Western Washington. But another change as Minji Rauch comes on. And she will take off Estera Levinti. Kerlin Moravec applying some pressure, but unable to beat out strength and the skill of Watt in the back line. Watt's pass, not a good one. Luckily, Zemer is there. Scott. It's finding the body of Jaramillo. And it's NNU throw. Athletics is stronger through diversity. This year, the GNAC and all of college athletics celebrate the 50th anniversary of Title IX, the groundbreaking legislation that ensured athletics opportunities for women. You can learn more about how the NCAA is celebrating this important milestone at ncaa.org/Title IX. With less than 10 minutes remaining in the first half, still locked in a defensive battle between Western Washington and Northwest Nazarene here in the 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer Championships title match. We're in Nampa at Northwest Nazarene University. Nighthawks coming off their first ever GNAC Women's Soccer Championships victory on Thursday to advance to this title match, while the Vikings find themselves in a familiar position looking for their 6th conference title since the 2012 season. Good tackle by Moravec, and her pass for Ashley Parton is too ambitious. Benji Rauch not going to beat the keeper as Montoya cleans things up. Good reading of the game from the netminder. Montoya, who transferred in to Northwest Nazarene from Northern State. She's been a starter ever since arriving during her sophomore season. Loose in the box. And Emily Rice had an opportunity, had her shot blocked. Goes out for a corner kick. Service from Rice. Finds the hand of Zemer, and they are going to wave it off for a handball. Unnatural position for Tara Zemer hand to be in. Zemer, who comes from quite the athletic family, just left a bit out to dry on the corner as she tried to move herself into the way. Her grandfather, Bob St. Clair, is in the NFL Hall of Fame. Her dad is the head coach for Sonoma State as he coaches soccer for the Stompers. And her mother played soccer at Santa Clara. The current Viking in plenty of good company throughout the family. This good move by Muscat. '40th minute in the first half. No goals to speak of. Rice into the box. Flag is up on the near side. And they'll just let it play since there was nothing that ended up occurring. Another foul called against the Vikings. Been a chippy first 45 minutes. Plenty of fouls between the two sides. Nothing that has been card worthy. Didn't see any cards in our first semifinal on Thursday. 2 were produced in the Thursday night match between Seattle Pacific and Northwest Nazarene. Michaela Rago picked up the card for NNU. This is Rago using the chest and turning it into a throw rather than a corner. Roush, cross blocked. Headed towards the middle by Parton. Gathered by the Vikings. Nowhere to go for Watt. Less than 4 minutes in the first. Flag is up for a foul on the far side. Another one against Western Washington. Free kick for Rago. Oh, big challenge from behind. There's Zemer running straight through the back of Kate Blefford. Another rapid free kick taken by Northwest Nazarene. Parton lets it dance past. And the decision didn't work out for her. Nighthawk throw, thanks to the work done on the right wing by Yassine Bidabale. Paths right into the path of Gracie Mares. Grande, Olsen, and regrouping. Bidabale. Two defenders nearby, and it's Muscat who makes the challenge that puts the ball over the line for a throw in. Opportunity to throw the ball into the box for Northwest Nazarene and Kaylin Labros. She does exactly that. But her teammates in white not on the scene. Grande. Just about a minute left in the first half. Mares. Parton. To Moravec. Chicago. Possession still remaining with Northwest Nazarene. Kaylin Labros a little worse for wear after the challenge that put her on the floor. Managed to get back to her feet, but was trying to stretch out the lower half. And the Nighthawks will make a substitution, bring her off with just 47 seconds remaining in half number one. Labros, a junior from Spokane Valley, Washington. One of three members that made the All GNAC first team for Northwest Nazarene, along with Madison Grande and Ashley Parton. Transferred in from Concordia after a former NAIA school, and former GNAC conference member. Ended up closing down not just athletics, but the school in its entirety in what came as sort of a shock move a few years back. .30 seconds to play in half number one. Yassine Bidabale. ice. And that comes off the feet of Isabella Kimball, who came on for Kaylin Labros.
9, 8,
Vikings
7,
have to go quickly, less than
6,
10 seconds
5,
to go.
4, 3, 2,
And off the
1.
deflection, that will end the first half. So no score, not a lot of offense to speak of between two teams that have excelled at keeping balls out of the net this season. We'll take a break, come back with stats and highlights from the first half here on GNAC TV. You're watching the 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer Championships as Northwest Nazarene and Western Washington 0-0 at the half.
Barberton Noble College, Baron Rings, BSN Sports, Hometown Ticketing, Pacific Office Automation, and Under Armour.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
At the half between Western Washington and Northwest Nazarene, no score, 0-0 between the Vikings and the Nighthawks. The 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer Championship match, the title game, deciding who will get the automatic qualifier and advance to the Division II Women's Soccer Championship will be decided. We've got at least 45 more minutes and the possibility of overtime if we can't separate these two sides. Leonard Berry with you in Nampa, and it has been a fantastic weekend so far. Not much to talk about in that first half in terms of offense. It was the defense who led the way. No surprise for two teams that gave up less than 3/3 of a goal on the season. Northwest Nazarene giving up just 0.61 goals per game to their opposition, while Western Washington led the GNAC with just 0.56 and shut out 11 separate opponents across the course of the regular season. Just 3 shots credited in that period, 2 for the Vikings, 1 for the Nighthawks, and it was Western Washington who had 3 corner kicks compared to the Nighthawks, none. Each team making 1 save, with each goalkeeper, Alexis Montoya and Claire Henniger, getting credit for their team's respective saves, and 7 fouls on both sides, 14 total. Mentioned that it was a chippy first half, and that's certainly what we got with the 14 fouls. Again, no cards were handed out, no cautions, no ejections, yellow or red, stayed in the pocket, but a number of players with a couple of fouls. Kaylin LaBrose picked up 2 for Northwest Nazarene. They had 5 other players with 1, and then Tara Zemer, 3 fouls, although one of them was a handball inside the box as the attacking player for Western Washington off a corner. They called her for a foul on that, and the possession maps not very high for either side. For the Nighthawks, 54% of the total possession, but only 8% around or near the Vikings box, while Western Washington, with 46% of the total possession, had the ball just around the 18-yard box, only 19% of the time of their total possession. Both teams hoping that those numbers will increase, and one side looking for a goal to break this scoreless tie in the second half. We'll be back with highlights here from the 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer title game first half. When we return, keep it right here. You're watching the GNAC Women's Soccer Championships on GNAC.tv. Welcome back to Nampa. No score between Western Washington and Northwest Nazarene, 0-0, just moments away from the second half beginning. And mentioned the highlights in the first half. A lot of them are just fantastic tackles, really good play by everyone, defenders, midfielders, and forwards alike, in regards to stopping clear goal-scoring opportunities from ever even developing. Quite a lot of recovery runs and solid tackles. Diana Diaz, Michaela Rago, Magda Vronsky, Katie Watt, Keisha Muscat have all been massive players so far in this match, and they've really quelled the goal scorers that you would expect to step up. Of course, Western Washington with 4 players with 4 or more goals this season. Claire Potter with 4, Estera Levinti with 6, Morgan Minelli also with 6, and Tara Zemer with 4. One of 2 teams in the conference during the regular season, along with Seattle Pacific, that had 4 players score 4 or more goals on the year, but none of them have been able to make much out of their chances that they've had in this match, because the chances haven't been very often. A match much different than the ones that we saw on Thursday, where Western Washington had their control in the first semifinal, managed to pot 3 goals past Simon Fraser. And on Thursday night, we saw Northwest Nazarene and Seattle Pacific light it up offensively in the first half before things calmed down and the game started to come back within itself and be a little bit less open than it was in the first half. A very defensive slugfest in the second. And that's more of the tune that this match has taken throughout the first half. We'll see if anything can get switched around, as there you see the only shot on goal for the Nighthawks in the match. The only shot in total, actually, for Northwest Nazarene was the high pop-up for Madison Olson. Other than that, the Nighthawks completely held out of any type of scoring chances or opportunities. And as both teams make their way back onto the pitch, we'll see what adjustments were made during halftime. Probably not a whole lot for the 2 coaches to be disappointed with. Very strong defense and some opportunities, but we'll see if either side makes a rather drastic change. Of course, if the same rings true in half number 2 and we don't see either side score a goal, we would, for the first time all season, go to overtime. Of course, NCAA got rid of overtime during the regular season for this year. It was 90 minutes, and that was the match. It was a draw, a loss, or a victory. No overtime to try and find a winner. And for the championships, that is very much changed. In fact, it's not only new in regards to the introduction of overtime for the season, but the overtime format has been changed as well, and that is brand new. There is no longer a golden goal, so the first team to score in either overtime period does not immediately win the game. Instead, it is 2 10-minute halves if we get there, and they will be played in their entirety. So we'll have the overtime period with a first half of 10 minutes and a second half of 10 minutes, and if there's no separation still, only then would it go to penalty kicks. But the difference, of course, being that a team could score the goal in the first half overtime period, and the other side can respond in the second half and still force penalties, rather than that first goal being the decider and ending the match. It'll be Western Washington to kick things off for us in half number 2. The assistant referees both just taking a look at the nets for both keepers, making sure everything is up to standard. And once they have resumed their positions on the sidelines, we will be able to get this second half underway. Claire Potter, the freshman, standing inside the circle alongside Diana Diaz. Will Nichols blows his whistle, and we are underway for another 45 minutes of soccer in Nampa. Northwest Nazarene and Western Washington both looking to advance to the Division II Women's Soccer Championship with a victory here this afternoon. Aramillo. Neal tried to dummy it. And she did so. Ran straight to the feet of Sierra Sanchez, who got some extended rest in that first half. Sat out the last 20 minutes or so of the half. And Zemer for Potter, and held off by Rago, but also was never going to beat the goalkeeper Alexis Montoya to that pass either. All over the top, really good one from Henninger. Found Morgan Manelli and forced the Nighthawk backline into a clearance that will lead to a Western Washington throw. Under Armour is the official apparel supplier of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference and a proud sponsor of GNAC Championship events. Under Armour turn wish into will. This is Tara Zemer. This hit intended for Manelli. Aramillo. Ashley Parton taking on Muscat. Aramillo. Henninger picks it up. Shot that didn't have the pace to find the back of the net. Manelli control on the sideline. Finds her way into some space. Slide rule pass. And Montoya's got it. Some lighter skies making their way over from the east. Sanchez turning, staying with the play. Sierra Sanchez. The first real look for Northwest Nazarene, coming courtesy of the senior. 3 goals this year, but hasn't scored since October 13th. With the last 3 weeks of the conference schedule without a goal, it's Sanchez. Zemer. Manelli. Nice cut inside. Looking for some space, but it's read by Kaylin LaBrosse. It's good to see her back on the pitch after she came off at the end of the first half, dealing with a lower body injury. Sanchez just completely dispossessed by the pace of Peyton Neal. A good pass from Manelli. This one's to Potter. There, Potter poked away. Grande. Rago. And they'll skip out for a Northwest Nazarene throw-in, they say. '50th minute. Scoreless. Nighthawks and Vikings in the 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer Championship title match. Another throw in for the Nighthawks. Sanchez nearly got out of trouble. Instead, it gets cleared to midfield and Potter. Aramillo. Alejandra Jaramillo to the end line. 2 Vikings with her, one of them Zemer. Cross for Parton. A deflection that will give it to Western Washington. Manelli wanted to find Emily Rice, but Rice is offside. Flag goes up against her. Pass also skipped away, curving to the left when it needed to go straight. We wanted to find her run. Watt with the back pass to the goalkeeper Henninger. Vikings simply just trying to control the game, control the possession. It was Northwest Nazarene who had more of it in the first half, and they've had more possession to start the second half. And Western Washington has as well. LaBrose. Turf in front of her to run into. Parton on the wing. And Muscott puts her feet in the way. Parton. Across in and through the feet of Grande, it falls to Jaramillo, and on the volley, up over everything. So developments for the Nighthawks that certainly weren't there in the first half. They begin to find their offensive footing. Took them a while to do so. Certainly better late than never for Northwest Nazarene, and Western Washington, who had the better of chances, although they weren't plentiful in half number one. They're still trying to find a couple of looks in this second half. Had a couple of through balls that, had they hit, would have put different players in on goal. One to Potter, another to Rice. Ellie Diaz is offside, and as she holds up, Pluffer will play it back to Montoya. Good control by Grande. Cruz in the middle. That pass goes blazing. Had the run of LaBrose on the near side. Into the 55th minute. Cruz. Potter trying to get on the receiving end. Rice, the edge of the box, cross, dealt with by Jaramillo. Falls out to Peyton Neal. Neal, and Montoya spills it, and then frustrated, boots it into the netting behind the goal because it is a corner kick, the fourth of the match for the Vikings. They're swung in. Nearly headed right in front of Montoya. Diaz was the one there. And Sanchez mishandles the transition pass. Vronsky. And off the Nighthawk foot, it's a Viking throw. Stay current on all the latest news, statistics, and standings for the Great Northwest Athletic Conference by visiting the conference website, GNACsports.com. That's GNAC sports.com. Header by Rice, path of Rago, and wisely going to her goalkeeper. Montoya can survey the field and puts it out for a throw. Rago chases that pass down as well. Neal. There's Jaden Wynn. Game of keep away at the moment. Both teams pass it back and forth. Henniger trying to settle up a little bit of possession. Western Washington wins the second ball. And Zemer's pass. There for Manelli. Substitutions will come on here in the second half.
Substitutions for Western.
Madison Olson again comes on to replace Sierra Sanchez for Northwest Nazarene. Holly Noel and Karina Provo both coming on as they take off Diana Diaz and Jaden Wynn for Western.
Replacing number 8, Jaden Wynn for the Nighthawks. During the match, number 11,
Manelli.
Replacing number
Potter at the spot. Great block by combination of Labros and Rago. Good Provo. Zemer. And that is wide to the right. Tara Zemer getting a good look off for Western Washington. No challenge to Montoya though as it goes wide, and first real shot attempt in the second half for the Vikings. Rice over Manelli. Zemer manages to chase it down. Across his block, and it is another Viking corner. More and more attacking opportunities beginning to develop. It was the defenses with such a strong showing in half number one. Rice's ball stays at the feet in a spot for Provo. Couldn't finish. Another shot from Muscott, and that is turned aside by the Nighthawk defense. And now the Nighthawks look to counter, but a huge tackle from Keisha Muscott, who got the ball first. Opens up an opportunity for Potter. Montoya had slipped. That could have been really dangerous, but the flag is up for offside. And Claire Potter been onside with Montoya losing her footing. It might have been a walk-in goal for Western Washington. As the wind continues to swirl. Winds around 15 to 20 miles per hour blowing south. And Ellie stops on a dime. Cleared out to Parton. Potter. This is the pass for Neal. Nice turn by Savannah Hers. A ball for Parton, and Henniger is out. A big collision between Ashley Parton and Claire Henninger. They're both on their feet, although Henninger looks a bit shaken up, and they're going to stop it and take a look at the graduate student. Goalkeeper from Sequim, Washington. Will Nichols standing in. Just making sure that Henninger is okay, but the fourth official going to get involved as well as Nichols jogs over to have a conversation with him. There was no foul called on the play as Henninger got the ball first. And it will be a drop ball as we get the match back underway. Henniger good to carry on. Love to see that, especially for a student who's in their final season. Great play by LaRose to keep it in. Parton shrugging off one challenge, can't get away from the second. Watt to Noel. Noel. Cross for Potter. And she missed the kick. Montoya scooping up the cross. Another ball over the top. There's been plenty of those. This one's for Potter. Flag is up. Montoya made the save. Looked like Emily Rice was onside on the near side. Potter through the middle was off. Nighthawk defense continues to catch the freshman offside. Aramillo. cut out by Muscat. In the 65th minute now. As Vronsky chases down another errant pass. Jaramillo, great ball, and Madison Olson unable to control it. She was offside anyway, but still a lovely looking play being developed from Northwest Nazarene, things that you weren't seeing from either side in half number one. Seeing a lot more offensive ingenuity in half number two from both sides. You can follow the Great Northwest Athletic Conference on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search at GNAC Sports on all three platforms or visit gnacsports.com for direct links.
Substitutions in the right field.
Viking throw.
Re-enters the match, replacing number 29, Emily Rice. Also on for the Vikings, number 17, Sophie Beard-Croft, replacing number 10, Kelly Powers. In for the Nighthawks, number 13, Gracie Mares, replacing number 16, Savannah Hurd.
Vronsky clips it off her. Wolf swung right over the top, and she tried to make the pass. Still ends up working out to Labros. Parton, Jaramillo. Tackle from behind. Wolf, handball. Infraction called against the sophomore. The Nampa, Idaho native Allison Wolf. Manelli, nice step. Chips the ball in for Sophie Bearden-Croft. And once again, the Nighthawk defense up to the task. So many times have they put a foot in, made a tackle, made a challenge, blocked a shot. And it looks like Hallie Noel for Western Washington, slow to get to her feet. Sophomore from Puyallup, Washington. Went to Puyallup High School, did Noel. Started 10 matches, appeared in 12 during the regular season slate. After getting 18 starts and making 23 total appearances in 2021 as a freshman. And she is going to carry on as well. Of course, on a day as cold as this one, every tackle, every collision feels enhanced by that cold weather. As winter is certainly settling in western Idaho. Pass from Bearden-Croft. Come off to the right players. Looking for a couple of Vikings at the back post. Jaramillo. And the ball to the feet of Parton. Ashley Parton, who hasn't been able to make anything happen either Thursday or today. And it's more of the same here as Keisha Muscat shuts her down. Does end up being a Northwest Nazarene throw. And a substitution for the Nighthawks, Sierra Sanchez checks in for Allison Wolf.
Into the match, replacing Allison Wolf.
Kaylin Labros is going to throw it into the box. It will fall out to her. Opportunity to cross it back in, potentially. Has to do a lot of work first, and her cross into the hands of Henninger. Started with 4 on Thursday. Western Washington, Northwest Nazarene, Seattle Pacific, and Simon Fraser. The top seeds winning both semifinals. 1-seeded Vikings, the 2nd-seeded Nighthawks. Three 0 the scoreline for Western in their victory. 2-1 for Northwest Nazarene. It is still 0-0 in the second half. 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer Championship. Winner will get the automatic bid for the conference to the Division II Women's Soccer Championship and be crowned the GNAC Conference Champion. And the NCAA Men's and Women's Soccer Tournaments fields will be video streamed live on NCAA.com this Monday. The men's regional bracket will be revealed at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, 4:30 p.m. Mountain time, followed by the women's regional brackets at 4 Pacific, 5 Mountain. That is the NCAA Men's and Women's Division II soccer selection shows this Monday afternoon live on NCAA.com. And of course, don't forget, tomorrow you will be setting your clocks back as we fall back 1 hour and daylight saving times ends. There's a block by Tara Zemer, and it's going to result in nothing for the Vikings thanks to some good play by LaBrose. Right back has done her duties masterfully. Opportunity from distance. And it was Grande again. Trying for the heroics, trying for the spectacular. Grande, 11 goals on the year. Wanted to make it 12.
Re-enters the match, replacing number 9, Peyton Neal. For Northwest Nazarene, number 7.
Another former Concordia Cavalier.
Number 12, Magda Bronski.
Transferring to Northwest Nazarene once Concordia closed their doors. Here's Bearden Croft. Tito Zemer, Texas A&M transfer, the former Aggie. Manelli. Diaz. Couldn't find Estera Levinti. That was the idea. It didn't work. Nice chop by Levinti. And she burns LaBrose. Diaz did not make the run that she was anticipating. And it's calm in the back for Montoya. Zemer can't control Watt's pass. Ovo steps up, take it away. Manelli, nice ball, good touch, Levinti. As the Vikings break into the box, Levinti looks for help to arrive. Takes it past 1, 2, but not the third. Manelli, the header, Bearden Croft is clattered into as Montoya got her shoulder. Kate Bleffert was doing the work to try and keep Sophie Bearden Croft away from the ball. As Montoya sprinted off her line, she crashed right into the side of Western Washington's forward, and she stays down. Back to her feet, and she looks to be all right. Taking a little breather, trying to recover. It's a pretty jarring bump that she took. Got a possibly got the wind knocked out of her or had certainly some pain on the shoulder. Free kick turned over right away by Montoya, but the defense coming through, as it has a number of times in this afternoon for Northwest Nazarene. LaRose, Olsen, 1-2 connection, not coming off the way that NNU would have liked. Two substitutions for Northwest Nazarene. Savannah Hers and Magda Vronsky both re-entering.
Also onto the pitch, number 12, Magda Vronsky, replacing number 28, Caitlin LaGrosse.
Aramillo trying to switch the play to Yassine Bidabale. And after a long run, the junior gets there. Bidabale trying to come through and put across. And it's slicing right through the ball. Played it backwards instead. Vinti. This is Muscott. Croft, outside of the foot. It's a great effort. Levinti is offside. Another quick one taken by Northwest Nazarene to get it back into play, but Parton's pass misses Sanchez. 75th minute. Still scoreless. With an automatic bid to the Division II Women's Soccer Championship up for grabs. Victor will receive the GNAC's automatic qualifier. Zemer runs forward. It's a throw in off the foot of Vronsky. Throw goes to Levinti and goes out for a corner. Gracie Marez, the one to put it over the end line. Manelli's cross. It was headed last by Western Washington, say the officials. Another near post ball off the corner. Nearly worked out for Western. Ricocheted around before finally crossing over for a goal kick. Levinti called for a foul, climbing the back of Marez. Aramillo, Hers, chopped out by Asia Harden. Marez. Levinti's got it. 13 minutes remaining in regular time. Through ball for the run of the defender Muscat. Kate Bleffert, sophomore from Driggs, Idaho, all over it. For Zemer, things opening up. Manelli, Morgan Manelli! It all came together so quickly for Western Washington. Zemer into the path of the freshman, and Morgan Manelli, the freshman of the year, scored the opener on Thursday, has done it again in the championship, and it is Western Washington 1, Northwest Nazarene 0. With just 12.5 minutes to play, Tara Zemer will get the assist credits, which is her 4th of the season. It's the 8th goal of the year for Morgan Manelli, and it is 1-0 to the Vikings. And now the Nighthawks must find an answer in the next 12 minutes. As Tara Levinti down the sideline. Another great cross, and Minji Roush arriving on the scene just a moment too late.
The Western Washington goal was scored in the 78th minute by number 4, Morgan Manelli.
Fantastic finish from Morgan Manelli. Zemer keeping her head up, finding a pass. Manelli finishing just inside the box in the 78th minute. And defense begins to go out the window here rather shortly for Northwest Nazarene, knowing you need a goal to survive. Olivia Wicks, first we've seen of her in these 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer Championships. Levinti. Muscat. For Potter. Bleffert there. Potter was onside this time. And it's a Nighthawk throw. Athletics is stronger through diversity. This year, the GNAC and all of college athletics celebrate the 50th anniversary of Title IX, the groundbreaking legislation that ensured athletics opportunities for women. Learn more about how the NCAA is celebrating this important milestone at ncaa.org/Title IX. That's XI, Roman numerals 49. Grande using her pace down the left wing. Madison Grande's cross is deflected out for a corner kick.
Number 25, Carol Moravec, replacing number 11, Madison Olson.
Magda Vronsky, who's tied first in the GNAC for assists throughout the regular season. Needs to deliver a picture-perfect ball, try to get Northwest Nazarene back into the match. It nearly fell for Jaramillo. Nighthawks still controlling with Grande. Skips one through. And Bleffert will run back to gather it in. Harden out for a throw, and the Nighthawks will make a pair of substitutions, including bringing back on Ashley Parton. It's these moments, less than 9 minutes to play, where you want your biggest players to step up. Parton, the best player in the conference. It's this time where Northwest Nazarene wants to see her deliver, needing a goal, trailing 1-0. Western Washington looking to move on their 6th GNAC title. They've been in this position 10 straight times. They're 5 of 9 in championships. Coming into today, hoping to make it 6 for 10. The only year that they haven't appeared in the GNAC Women's Soccer Championships was the 2020 season where it wasn't held. Other than that, they have been a mainstay. They have been a staple. And they are less than 8 minutes away from adding an impressive 6th title to go along with their regular season conference championship that they managed to pick up this year. Ball for Minji Roush. Ball for Parton, hit pretty hard. Got a long run, and she does not manage to keep it in on the end line. It's been a great year of GNAC competition, and the GNAC wishes to recognize its conference partners who support our sports and championships throughout the year. Barnes & Noble College, Barron Rings, BSN Sports, Hometown Ticketing, Pacific Office Automation, and Under Armour. Stara Levinti. Nighthawk throw. It's getting towards desperation time for the Nighthawks, where you begin to throw everything forward. Parton can't keep it in.
Western Washington substitution number 29, Emily Rice, entering the match, replacing number 23, Satara Levinti.
Roush to Watt. Montoya. They call back for offside against Western Washington. In the 86th minute. 1-0 Western Washington thanks to Morgan Manelli's goal in the 78th off the assist from Tara Zemer. Parton, low cross, turned away by Zemer of all people, who has dropped back very far defensively. And Claire Potter nearly getting on the end of a clearance. Madison Grande. Gracie Mares. Walks right around Emily Rice. Savannah Hers. Shot is blocked. Michaela Rago. Falls comfortably into the chest of Claire Henninger. best defense in the GNAC doing their job. Potter makes a turn, evades a few challenges before releasing the ball to Rice. And Rice going to head to the corner flag. Viking throw in as they move closer and closer still to their 6th conference championship. Flag is up for offside. And Keisha Muscott couldn't believe it. Plenty of cheers from those who have made the trip from Bellingham. Potter in, taken down by Bleffert. Karina Provo. Vikings coaching staff on the sideline arguing with the 4th official that they should have had a penalty. They will get a foul as Diaz got tripped up. And with less than 2 minutes, they're going to stop the clock to set up this free kick. I also believe that Will Nichols is going to have a little chat with the Western Washington bench. It looked like the assistant Claire Morgan was arguing, and indeed they've given the card to the Western Washington bench, although Will Nichols has stepped straight around Claire Morgan and gone to Travis Cannell, the head coach for the Vikings. And so a caution to the bench.
Yellow card issued to the Western Washington bench.
A lot of argument about the penalty that was not. Will Nichols and his crew thought that Bleffert got the ball. Provo plays it short to Rice, and she is darting for that flag. Rago manages to turn her back towards the middle of the field, and the Nighthawks come away, and it is now or never time for Northwest Nazarene as Olsen steps through a couple of would-be tacklers. Rice putting it out for a throw. Potter's header. Bronski has to clear. Time, valuable time for Northwest Nazarene, continues to skip away. Muscott down the line. Potter is not there. Roush trying to beat Bleffert. 1 minute remaining, and that's all that separates Western Washington from another victory in the GNAC Women's Soccer Championships. Northwest Nazarene can't get a sniff of the ball at the moment. Every time they get it back, it goes straight to a Viking in black. "30 seconds, looking for Pardon, couldn't find her. Rice down the line. Potter is there, the ball still hasn't crossed. Finally it does. And with 15 seconds remaining, this is the last chance for Northwest Nazarene. They have to get it up the field and in a hurry, but the turnover will end any hopes. And the Nighthawks' dreams are dashed as Western Washington returns to the top as conference champions in the GNAC. their 6th GNAC title after appearing in 10 straight title games. And their first victory since 2019 as they take down the hosts, and the regular season champions become conference champions, and they earn the automatic qualifier and will advance to the Division II Women's Soccer Championship. The bracket will be revealed Monday afternoon, and the Vikings have already etched their place. They clinched their 9th GNAC title earlier this season on the last day, the 8th in their last 10 seasons in the regular season, and they continue their dominance in the tournament, now an incredible 16-2-2 all-time at the GNAC Women's Soccer Championships. The number 2 ranked team in the NCAA West region, and an utterly dominant tournament. A 78th minute goal by Morgan Manelli, the only goal, and it was off a pass from Tara Zemer that Manelli found herself in space, able to put it away for her 2nd game-winning goal of the tournament, and a well-deserved selection as the GNAC 2022 tournament MVP, Morgan Manelli. And what a showing for the 5'5" freshman from Shoreline, Washington, out of Shorewood High School, coming onto the scene. Scored 6 goals in the regular season and picked up 3 assists, which earned her not only GNAC Freshman of the Year and a first-team All-GNAC 2022 selection, but with 2 goals in the tournament, both of them game winners, has now added a tournament MVP to her stellar freshman campaign and has propelled Western Washington back to the top of the GNAC Conference. There will be a trophy presentation at midfield, and we will carry that for you. As Western Washington adorns themselves with hats and shirts celebrating their championship. And it's been a hard-fought season. A lot of credit to Northwest Nazarene. Another incredible year for Mary Ibarguen. They pick up their first ever GNAC Women's Soccer Championships victory on Thursday, and they came up just short of their ultimate goal of becoming GNAC champions. The defense played outstanding for but just one moment when Manelli had the brilliance, and it is Western Washington, your 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer Champions.
Fans, at this time, we would like to direct your attention to midfield, where GNAC Commissioner Dave Hagelin has awarded the 2022 GNAC Championship Trophy to the Vikings of Western.
An incredible season for Western Washington ends the only way they ever would have thought, with a GNAC championship. And for Northwest Nazarene, pain as the Vikings celebrate on their pitch. An incredible year for Morgan Manelli. She scores the game winner, And the Vikings will look for their spot on Monday during the NCAA selection show, as the regional brackets will be revealed at 5 Mountain Time, 4 Pacific on NCAA.com live. And Western Washington will await to see where they are seated and who they will play. A fantastic tournament, a fantastic year, and a congratulations to the Western Washington University Vikings as they win the 2022 GNAC Women's Soccer Championships and are your conference champions. For our crew here at Northwest Nazarene University, I'm Leonard Berry. Thank you very much for tuning in to what has been an exciting weekend in Nampa. Our final score in the title match, it's Western Washington 1, Northwest Nazarene 0.